Welcome back to Daybreak. Now, how many times have you heard yourself say, you don't have time to cook? I've certainly said that way too many times this morning as well. Half of the work is usually in prepping, in which what many cooks or chefs call mise en place. One that's out of the way, it's usually easy to whip up a quick, delicious meal. Now, today we are joined by Michael Saputra. Hello, Michael.
Hello. Now,
he is founder of Black Garlic, a ready-to-cook meal service. Now, hello.
Hello.
Okay. Now, this ready-to-cook meal is very interesting. Now, why did you decide to start it in the first place?
There were a couple of reasons why we decided to start this service. Mainly because the position or the situation that we were in back then. Some of the partners were newlywed. One of them just had a kid.
Yeah.
And it became more difficult for us to cook at home and enjoy meals with the family. So we ended up buying or eating out a lot, which
is not unhealthy.
Exactly, and it's quite expensive as well if you do that quite every day. So that's where the idea come from, and after talking to some of the other partners, so we decided to go with it.
Ah, okay. Now, Indonesians are really used to fast foods. Yeah, you see, we have KFC. You know, I'm a big fan of fast foods. I know it's unhealthy, but what to do? You know, they taste good. Now, what are your thoughts on fast food now exactly? Do you think that it's really, really bad for your health, or is it okay to eat it once in a while?
I'm by no means an expert in foods, but in my opinion, there's always time and place for fast food, and but of course you can't eat it every day, which is where services like us can come in and supplement your daily lifestyle, so that you can be more healthy by cooking at home, and you can still enjoy what you crave the weekend probably. So I think. There's no one way to do it. I think moderation is important, whether it's fast food or other things.
Now, how do you come up with the meals, though? Like, how do you get inspiration from it? From what is it like? One day you wake up and I want to eat this. Okay, let's make this today. Let's prepare this.
So my partner Olivia handles the meal, the menu planning.
And is she a chef?
She comes from a F&B background. So she's the daughter of Om William Wongso, and she has a team in the office where they research what kind of menus that our customers would like to see. So that's what her team does every week. That's how we come up with 10 different menus every week. So we always try to come up with different selections, whether it's different proteins like meat, chicken, seafood, or whether it's different kind of category, American food, Western food, Indonesian food, Asian food.
They have Indian food as well.
Yep,
wow.
We do.
What about like for children's menu? Do you have that? Because a lot of mothers right now, they're actually working mothers, like me, for example, and we just don't have time to
prepare
food. I think the hardest part in making a meal is preparing the meal.
Correct.
Okay, apart from buying the ingredients, because we have a lot of, like, we search up menus on recipes on the internet, and a lot of the ingredients we can't find it here sometimes. I've never heard of them, but I want to make them. Do you have that as well?
Yeah, so what we do is we make your preparation time very short. So all of our meals can be cooked between 15 to 30 minutes. We pre-cooked some of the items. So for example, last week when we came out with sop buntut, you know how it takes hours to cook buntut, the oxtail, to become moist. So we do that for you before we send it to your home. And so regarding kids menu, we do have this specific category that we cater to kids. So we provide these meals so you can cook for your kids. They can bring them to school and then eat healthier meal at school. Because most of our customers are working mothers like yourself. So it really fits into their daily lifestyle.
So they can search for it, any recipes that they want, or can they request for anything, and then you can give the ingredients to them for.
So what we do is Olivia's team create 10 menus per week.
New menus, yeah?
New menus per
Okay.
week, yeah. So you can select from those 10 menus, and we will change the menus weekly. You cannot request at the moment. The way we do it is the reason for that is because we want to keep the quality and the procedure or the cooking instructions solid, so you can cook everything correctly at home, and it takes quite a bit of preparation. So that's one of the reasons why we don't request. We don't take requests for
But how
menus.
fresh are the ingredients though? Like, how long can you keep them from? Say someone ordered it today, and then you send it over, and then oh no, I'm busy today, I can only make it tomorrow. Is it possible to keep it?
Yeah.
Or no?
So it's pretty much quite similar to what you would expect when you buy groceries from the supermarket. You can stash it in your refrigerator, and it'll keep fresh for 5 days.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So you don't have to cook immediately. Most of our customers shop with us for a weekly long menu. So what they do is either they order earlier in the week or later on the weekend, and then they keep everything fresh in the refrigerator, and whenever they want to cook for their family, and then they take it out and then they start cooking in 30 minutes.
But this is a really good way to encourage people to actually cook at home and not eat out so much. It's also, like you say, saving money, right? Okay, we'll continue. We have to break. All right, we're going for a short break right now, but when we come back, we'll talk more about ready-to-cook meals. Stay with us.
The mujair fish, or Oreochromis mosambicus, is a common freshwater fish consumed by many Indonesians. The fish was first discovered around the 1940s by a fisherman named Mujair in the river of South Blitar, East Java. Since then, Mr. Mujair bred the fish that originated from the African waters. In Indonesia alone, there are 3 types of mujair fish currently being bred by the people.
From our news center in Jakarta, Indonesia.
We bring you stories from Indonesia and around the world.
With insights and perspectives from global leaders and decision makers.
We provide a closer look at what's driving the global economy.
Wherever the news breaks, whatever it takes.
And we share our vision to the world.
MNC World News, Indonesia and beyond.
Now, welcome back to Daybreak. We are talking about ready-to-cook meals and how it is changing the way we prepare and eat our meals. Now, let's talk about processed food. Now, what were your thoughts on it? Is it really bad?
I think it really depends, yeah. The thing about processed food is we really don't know what they put in the food itself. So that's why it's so dangerous. And that's how we're trying to do it differently, where we want you to know what you put in your meal, so you can exactly see what kind of vegetables are you eating, what kind of protein are you eating, is the meat in good quality, are the sauces, contains anything that you don't want to eat, like alcohol, for example. So that's where we're very different than processed food.
Yeah, they had a documentary about how they made processed food, and it was actually kind of scary. You know, they just shuffle the animals inside. Well, it stopped me from eating processed food for quite some time, and I think most of them has quite a high amount of sodium, like salt, which is not, you get really thirsty after eating it. Okay, now, what is your easiest ready-to-cook meal?
I would say all of them are easy. That's one of the main value that we sell for our customer. It has to be easy to cook, otherwise people won't buy from us. So when we prepare the menu itself, we always think about, we always try to minimize the number of errors that the customer can do whenever they're cooking. So just for example, we came out with a spaghetti meatball menu, and then when we first tried out, the meatballs was not fully cooked in our kitchen. So what we did was, okay, this might happen to our customer, so we pre-cooked the meatballs itself, so that when we send it out to your home and then you cook it, there will not be a problem
easier.
for you there.
What about the hard? I mean, like, like sop buntut, for instance. I'm pretty sure it's quite hard. It's as compared to spaghetti carbonara. It's so much more easy. I can make spaghetti carbonara, and I cannot cook actually. But like sop buntut is so much harder. Like, what is the hardest menu you would think? Like, it's easy, but it's still really hard. Like, it's quite hard. What recipes?
I think the hardest thing is not the menu itself, but probably the menu creation. The mix and matching between different menus, because we have a 2-portion meals and a 4-portion meals. In Indonesia they like to eat together in the family. So we usually have one main course and one vegetable dish, and then another one side dish. Making them all fit together is sometimes it's what makes it a little bit difficult for us. So we have to make sure that they match with each other. So there's no one particular menu that's probably very difficult in terms of technique. What I'm sure is that when a customer try it out at home, it's all pretty much at the same level. Some do require oven, some only requires pan, and others only require for you to heat up some of the sauces. So it really depends. Some frying probably, but nothing too difficult, I would say. Okay,
now last question. Now, is there a recipe that families can cook together? Let's say, you have a specific recipe that, okay, dad can do this, mom can do this, and it's quite complicated, and you can have, it's a good time for the family. Do you have any of that?
So we have that. We call it the original menu for 4-person. A lot of our customers actually came to us and says that their kids are helping them cook in the kitchen, which is very, very cute, and we really like what's happening there in the kitchen. So these are usually things that they can do together at home. Usually the moms and the kids. I don't know if the dads want to join. But after that, they can enjoy the food together in a family situation. So I mean, a lot of these families actually do cook together, especially when they're living in a smaller apartments, for example. So these are something that they do all the time.
All right, seems very interesting. I think for mothers out there, I think cooking is actually, it can be quite fun and enjoyable, right?
It is.
Even though you're working in a career woman. Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you very much for your time. Okay, when we come back, smart homes are no longer a thing of the past. Now, Google just unveiled their new smart home assistant. Stay with us for more.
To blend into your home, we'll give you the option to customize.